All right, let's just jump right in. There's this question that's kind of hanging over all our heads right now, isn't there? It's this weird mix of, excitement, but also a whole lot of anxiety. AI is here, and it really feels like it's coming for our jobs. So, now what? That's what we're going to tackle. We're going to look back through history to try and get a real handle on what the future might actually hold for us.
But before we get too far, let's take a quick trip back. Think about it. When you were 20 years old, did you know exactly what you wanted to do with your career? I mean, a full-on step-by-step plan. If you're anything like me, the answer is a big nope. And that uncertainty, man, it can be pretty overwhelming. Well, I've got some news for you. Get used to that feeling because it's about to become a permanent part of our lives.
So, to really get a grip on the fear we're all feeling today, it actually helps to look back at the very recent past. You'll see just how fast the entire vibe has changed. So, let me paint you a picture. The year is 2008. The global financial crisis is exploding. Lehman Brothers has just completely collapsed. And for a brand new grad like Robinhood's co-founder Vlad Tenev, the future looked, well, it looked pretty terrifying. The economy was a mess. And here is the really crucial difference between then and now. Back in 2008, even with all that economic fear, there was this unbelievable sense of optimism around technology. The iPhone had just come out, the App Store was brand new. It felt like this wide open field for anyone to build something cool. Fast forward to today, we've got that same economic fear, but now technology, AI specifically, isn't the solution. It's the source of the fear. So why? Why does AI feel so different? This quote just hits the nail on the head. Think about it. Every other piece of tech we've ever built has just been a tool, a hammer, a computer. They sit in the toolbox until we pick them up. But AI, it feels like the first tool that might just be able to climb out of the toolbox all by itself. We have no idea where its limits are, and that's what's so unnerving. Okay, but let's be real for a second. Is this feeling, this kind of technological dread, is it actually new? I mean, the fear Vlad was dealing with back in 2008, it's just an echo of what our parents and their parents felt. So to get some real perspective, let's take a trip way back. Because believe it or not, we have been here before. Many, many times.
I mean, just look at this. Entire types of jobs that were absolutely essential for society to function, have just, poof, vanished. We're talking hunters and gatherers, scribes, explorers. These weren't just jobs, they were the backbone of entire civilizations. And now, they're basically just trivia questions.
Yeah, let's just pick one, to make it real. A Fletcher. You know what that is? Someone who makes arrows. This wasn't some niche hobby. This was a critical, high-tech job. The Fletcher was the person who built the tools for hunting, for war, for survival. And today, that job is, well, it's just gone.
But here's where it gets kind of funny and weirdly cool. The job itself is obsolete, but the idea, it's been reborn inside a video game. It just goes to show you, these old skills and ideas, they don't really disappear forever. They just get remixed, reinvented, and they pop up in the most unexpected places. You know, the proof of this is everywhere. It's literally in our names. Smith, Potter, Cooper, Fletcher. These last names are basically little echoes from the past, fossils of jobs that our great-great-great-grandparents used to do. So this constant change, it isn't just some abstract history lesson. It's part of who we are.
And that fear we feel about AI, oh yeah, that's not new either. This is a great little story. When the very first car showed up in a small village in Bulgaria, someone's great-grandfather didn't see a miracle of engineering. He saw a monster, a dragon, in the fields. It's just a perfect reminder that every single time a game-changing technology comes along, we meet it with both wonder and, yeah, a whole lot of terror. It's just how we humans are built.
So, where does all this leave us? We've got this pattern, right? Innovation, fear, change, repeat. But what if we've been looking at this whole thing completely backwards? What if losing jobs isn't the problem? What if it's actually a sign of progress?
Now, this might sound crazy, but stick with me. This is the big idea. We actually want work to disappear. Seriously. Because that's how we know we're succeeding as a species. We are constantly trying to make our lives better and easier. So when an old, hard, inefficient job vanishes, that's not a failure. That's a victory. We're literally building a better world by engineering the tough stuff out of our lives.
And the cycle is actually pretty straightforward when you break it down. We want a better life, right? That pushes us to innovate. Those innovations save us time and effort, which, yeah, makes old jobs obsolete. But here's the magic part. It doesn't just end there. It frees up human brain power to dream up new, better, more valuable things to do.
Really, when you strip everything else away, this is what it's all about. The entire story of human work is about one thing: getting more value out of every single hour we put in. Every tool we've ever invented, from the simplest plow to the most complex AI, is all about that one fundamental goal. Okay, so if we accept that this disruption is actually a good thing, then what's next? What does the future actually look like? Well, instead of some kind of job apocalypse, we might be standing on the brink of something incredible, a creative explosion.
There's this idea called the job singularity. And no, we're not just talking about a few new job titles popping up. We're talking about a Cambrian explosion of jobs, entire new families of work, in fields we can't even imagine right now, all unlocked by AI.
So, what does that actually look like? Think about it. We're talking about microcorporations, solo institutions, single-person unicorns. The internet gave one person a global audience. AI is about to give one person a world-class staff. You'll have your own researcher, your own marketer, your own analyst, all powered by AI. It's going to let individuals build empires right from their kitchen table. And you know what? The jobs of the future are almost certainly going to look like a complete waste of time to us, just like our jobs would have looked to our ancestors. If you went back to, say, 1950 and said people would make a living playing video games as a professional gamer or traveling as a content creator, they'd think you were nuts. They'd call that a hobby or a vacation, not a career. Okay, so we've traveled through history, we've peeked into the future, but let's bring it back to right here, right now. What does any of this mean for you, today? Thinking about what comes next. Let's look at the perfect example, chess. Back in 1997, the AI Deep Blue beat Garry Kasparov, the best player on the planet. Everyone said, well, that's it for chess, it's over. Why would any human bother playing if a machine could beat them? But the exact opposite happened. Today, chess is more popular than ever. And you know what every top player uses to train? An AI. And that brings us to the most important point of all. We are terrible at predicting the future. Our guesses about which jobs are going to disappear are almost always wrong. So the best strategy isn't trying to pick the safest job title for the next 20 years. It's to double down on the things that make you human. Your curiosity, your passion, your creativity. In a world full of AI, that's the stuff that becomes priceless.
I mean, think about it. Most of us work in comfortable, air-conditioned offices. To our great-great-grandparents who worked on a farm, this would look like an absurdly luxurious way to live. So it makes you wonder, right? What will our descendants' jobs look like to us? What will they be doing that we would just dismiss as play? The mind boggles.